Wondering what to do with $100,000 in savings? Here are four smart options. Most people, if you ask them, what would you do if you had $1,000,000? What do you think they're going to say? Save it, put it in the bank. Well, here are four smart options. We're not even talking about $1,000,000. We're talking about 100K. If you had 100K sitting in your savings, what should you do? This is coming from a Yahoo Finance article that was published on February 5th, 2025. I can link the article in the description so you can check it out. The number one thing it says you should do that I agree with is if you have high interest debt, loans, and lines of credit with an annual percentage rate, an APR of 6% or higher, pay them off ASAP. I'm not talking about the $100,000 you got already chilling. Stop saving and start using the money that you were normally using to save to pay off that credit card, to pay off that line of credit. For most people, this will include credit cards that have an average interest rate of 21%. The average interest rate of most credit cards that you have a 21% interest rate. And lines of credit, personal loans are 12%. You're losing money. More that you drive these credit cards up, you're just losing money. Your 401k or your IRA or your Roth IRA, it might be growing, but you're losing money with these credit cards and lines of credit. So pay those off ASAP. That's number one. Number two, create an emergency fund. According to Fortune, in 2021, 4 out of 10 people didn't have $400 in case of an emergency. 37% of Americans didn't have $400 in case an emergency happened. So start an emergency fund. Start with $50. Start with $100. But if you got 100K sitting in these savings, you should have an emergency fund for 3 to 6 months. That's the number two thing you should do. In case something happens, in case you lose your job, in case you're injured, in case a member of your family is injured and you can't work or some reason why something happens, you have an emergency fund that you can go to. So if you got 100K sitting in savings, that's the second thing you should do. The number one thing you should do, of course, is pay off debt. Number two is start your emergency fund. And the third thing you should do, according to this list, is create a sink fund. Well, that's where I disagree. That they say, Yahoo Finance says number 3 is creating a sink fund. I would drop that to number 5. Number 3, in my estimation, is this: the Vanguard Cash Plus account. It's the equivalent to a savings account. And if you have $100,000 in savings, you should have a brokerage account. You should start learning about investing. And this Cash Plus account is an account that next day bank transfers, direct deposits, paying your bills, mobile checking deposits, unlimited transactions, compatible with PayPal or Venmo. It says here you can view and manage your Vanguard checking account alongside your other Vanguard accounts online using the app. You will get routing and account numbers to link and move money wherever you need. It's just like a bank account. It's just like a savings account. But to me, it's even better. This is where people who have money keep their money. They don't keep it in the bank. They keep it in a money, basically a money market account. A competitive yield. It says here you can earn up to 8 times more that a traditional bank savings account would offer. FDIC coverage, extensive security. It costs $0 to open, zero minimum balance, zero fees, zero to transfer money between Vanguard accounts and EBT, electronic bank transfers, and HIC, automatic clearinghouse transactions. So transferring money from your regular bank account to this account, no fees. This is a great place to put money, and it's accessible, but it also earns 8 times more than any savings account. So that's number 3, the Vanguard Cash Plus account. That's where I would put my $100,000. So you can have it in case you want to make purchases like the Sync Fund account, buying a car, making a down payment, large medical bills, money that the money is accessible, but it's earning. You can't beat that. That's what the third place you need to put. And the fourth thing you need to do is max out your retirement contributions. In 2024, it was 23,000 that anybody under 50 could max out in their traditional 401k or their Roth IRA. In 2025, it's $23,500. That's 4 places, really 5, that you can, if you had $100,000 just sitting in a regular savings account, that's 4 options you could do. Now you got your $100,000 sitting in savings. Number 1, get rid of your debt. Credit cards, loans, get rid of those debts. Number 2, start an emergency fund. Like I said, 37% of Americans don't even have $400 in case something happens. And that was in 2021. Times haven't really got better. Number 3, start a money market account. I suggest the Vanguard Cash Plus account. Doesn't cost any money to start. And that way you can start investing. But the money that you put in there is accessible. It's not tied up like a CD that you get from a bank. No, you can make transactions, move money around, but it's earning 3.65, 8 times more than any regular savings account. And number 4, max out your 401k or your IRA. So if you got any value from this video, check out this video right here where I'm talking about 401ks. And look, being a man, being a father, it's important to take care of your finances so you can be there to help your children, to help your family. And we got to start talking about this stuff with our children so they're not making the same mistakes that we made. That's why I started talking about this kind of stuff. Some people are like, what does that got to do with parenting? Everything. Money is the second most important thing on this earth. Number 1 is God. Number 2 is money. You might not agree. It's the truth. And I'm out of here. Peace.